Right, so yeah, I was outside on a walk earlier and I was thinking about all of the better games I could be playing instead of this game. Yeah. I think it's safe to say at this point that we got well and truly catfished on this one. My intuition had been very good for like games with just reveal trailers though. Like I think the worst one that I saw where like I maybe made like an... It's not like even that game, like I'm thinking Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers by the way here. So like Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers was one of the previous like games where I only saw like the review trailer or like the reveal trailer for the game. I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna like that. And then I made the judgment to buy it on, you know, pre-release and played the game, gave my opinions on the first playthrough, and then went to revisit it very recently. As you can see the playthrough on YouTube as well. But it's on the miscellaneous highlights because I didn't wanna do like... At first I didn't wanna do a full playthrough of the game again because I was kind of just testing VRR on like the OLED, but like it ended up being like a full playthrough, so you can just go watch it, I guess, on the miscellaneous highlights. But like, yeah, that game, it has its issues, like, and all of them really have to do with just the basic like fundamentals of like character movement, attacking, no manual aim, extremely difficult to like precisely dodge in the game without it feeling extremely clunky and you accidentally like launching yourself off from things. And you know, like it's got some of those like small like things that make a very big impact when you're fighting something and just, you know, existing in the game just normally, like the camera like readjusting like for some reason, though, you know, look at the characters like butt like this whenever you're like running instead of like somewhere like here, which is much more reasonable, you know. And you know, like small things like that. And then there's like the jogging speed, for example, is extremely slow, and the fact that you cannot run without dashing with circle in a 2025 game at the time, like what the fuck, dude. Some odd things really. But the not being able to manual aim, and I think there was something else also about like the attacking of the game, but I have actually written a review of actually these issues on the first playthrough that I did on Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, and it's actually on the description of the playlist for the first playthrough. So I have written everything very important in there in case you're curious, and you know, just as a reminder for myself also, because I don't remember from the top of my head all of the bad things about every single game that I mostly ended up enjoying more than, you know, not enjoying, of course. I don't know. I think I used to have a tendency to remember the bad things in games more often than the good things, which is natural. But I think more recently, for some odd reason, I've kind of like naturally turned like the opposite for some reason. I've actually started to remember games that I have played, even games that have like many issues. I've started to remember them more fondly and more positively actually than think about the negatives whenever I'm thinking about jumping back into one of those games. Very odd thing that I can't really explain. I think it's just like, maybe like my headspace with like video games has like slightly changed or something. But like, I would much rather have it this way around, to be honest, because, you know, when you think about, you know, just things generally and games or just hobbies as they are to you, like in the most raw and unfiltered sense and objectively, I feel like a lot of them, I mean, so much of like the enjoyment from just the interaction itself and the subject just kind of washes away if you think about them too like seriously and too cynically. So, you know, it's a nice thing that I don't have an inclination to do that as much anymore, I think. But I can't explain as to why that is. Maybe it's like a new spark of interest or something. But anyways, let's go kill this thing now that I have a refreshed mindset from yesterday. This fight is not bad at all. Like, bad as in not difficult, I mean. And it is the most interesting like boss encounter in the game as of yet, so sure, I guess.